The last time this guest sat down with me, she was just about to leave to the Vatican to show her documentary about her life called Right-Footed. And she was so excited it was a finalist in a film festival. Well, fast forward to today, it has now been shown in more than 50 festivals around the world and has won 17 major awards. You know what? I am not surprised at all. Neither will you. Take a look.
Here goes Jessica on her solo flight.
I remember that as a child, I always wanted to fly like Superwoman because I was so angry about how limited I was.
I can't believe I did that. Did I scare you?
You envision your child to be perfect. 10 fingers, 10 toes. My mom didn't know what kind of life could I lead. I didn't know why God created me this way. Internally, I was going through this challenge, this struggle. I was so self-conscious about what people thought about me. Everyone had something I didn't have, and I was different, and I knew that people reacted to me different. I remember seeing a TV piece about a woman, Barbara Guerra, and she was a young mom. And I went over to her house, and after that, I was a different person. It was almost like an awakening. It's really incredible how one person can be that difference.
My friend just found out last week that she's 21 weeks along from the boy who doesn't have arms.
I would love to meet with her and just tell her that he's going to be just fine. I know children all over the country who are born without arms.
Our next guest is living proof that you can accomplish anything. Please welcome Jessica Cox.
Her name landed in the Guinness World Record, first woman to fly a plane without arms.
President Obama met with Jessica Cox at the White House.
Not dependence, but independence.
The person who rocks this week is Jessica Cox.
Jessica, gracias por estar aquí.
Jessica Cox.
We kind of relate because we both kind of have a hard life because I can't hear. I felt like I wasn't the only one.
You aren't, for sure. When was the last time you said, I can't? And guess what are the two words that I've eliminated from my vocabulary? I can't. My parents, they taught me to be confident about who I am. Each of you have something in you that will allow you to push through the most difficult times.
My heart is beating so fast. Every time I see a part of that documentary, I get goosebumps. As you guys can see, that was Jessica Cox. Not only is she amazing, but she's a motivational speaker, a black belt, Guinness World Record holder, and first person without arms to become a certified pilot. But she's also a wildcat. She's a Tucsonan. If you want to know where you can watch the entire documentary, she's actually here with some great news about that. Jessica, thank you so much for coming back.
Glad to be back.
Oh, I'm telling you, every time I see any part of this documentary on any scale, I just feel just everything that comes from that. Tell us about the documentary, because it was, what, years in the making? Mm-hmm.
It took years. The first time I met the director, who's also alumnus of University of Arizona,
yes,
Nick Spark, was 2011. And it has been a long journey to get here now, a finished documentary, and just this past weekend, the U.S. premiere over on cable, so it was amazing to have that. And
I was going to say, because originally when you came and sat with me last time, you were just about to go to the Vatican and you were going to show the film. Was that kind of like the beginning? Because you've been busy since then.
Yes, that was actually right before the world premiere at the Vatican. And it ended up being titled Best Documentary at that world premiere, which was pretty incredible. And
I wished you all the luck as you were going, and I mentioned that you have won so many awards with this documentary. What were you really hoping to garner out of this or gain out of this?
Well, unfortunately, people with disabilities around the world don't have the same opportunities. And I feel blessed that I was given every opportunity you can imagine since I was a kid. And part of the documentary follows me to Ethiopia, to a country where less than 3% of children with disabilities even go to school. And so unfortunately, some of the cultural expectations for people with disabilities is not the same as here in the U.S. and other first world countries. And it was important to get the word out there, and it's important for the rest of the world to understand that these are the obstacles that people with disabilities face.
And I know you said that they followed you to Ethiopia, but we followed you through your wedding to your husband.
Yes.
We followed you through so many life moments for you, everything that, you know, could possibly be put in there. We were talking about you being the first armless pilot, certified pilot, that of course got you into the world record. And now, like you said, we're able to see this. It was over the weekend. It got, you know, taken out nationally. Was it Fuse Network?
It was.
Had it, and now we are able to get the documentary on DVD if we want to, and you should. Everybody should watch this documentary. It's going to definitely give you a different perspective. And I said before during the commercial break, I feel so greedy asking you this question. Awards, Guinness Book of World Records, you're on DVD, everything going on. Is it greedy of me to ask what you're going to do next?
No, because it's always important to stretch yourself. And even for me, even with everything I've done, it's just continuing to stretch myself and learn new things. And right now I'm learning slacklining.
I don't even know what slacklining is. To kind of explain what that is.
It's kind of like a modern version of tightrope walking, but it's on a thicker strap.
Okay.
And most people think that you would balance with your arms if you're walking across a slack line, but I'm finding different ways to adapt and balance with my own method. Slacklining.
That I would have never in a million years thought, but Jessica, you always seem to come up with something, a new challenge for your life. And I know you mentioned somebody being that one person for you in your life, and it must be amazing that you're that one person for a lot of people to give them that inspiration. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Come back. Let us know when you've got the slacklining down.
Okay.
We'll follow that journey. To learn more about Jessica or to digitally rent or buy Right Footed, please visit rightfootedmovie.com.